Hi you guys, welcome back to this video. So today's video is gonna be a story time get ready with me, and I'm gonna be using the LA Colors products, and this is what I created with the products right here. And I do have to make a disclaimer that I did use 3 items from Wet n Wild, which is my concealer, foundation, and mascara. So yeah, so please continue watching, and I would really appreciate your love and support. Thank you guys so much, and see you guys. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is gonna be a get ready with me / story time. So I'll be sharing with you guys a story of me when I was maybe 9-10 years old, and I'm also gonna be trying on the LA Colors stuff. Some are new and some are old. So yeah, so I bought the beauty sponge. This is pretty new to me. I've never tried anything like this. And this is my second time making the video of the LA Colors. So I already tried the primer, which is this one right here. Yeah, so since I already moisturized and did my eyebrows, excuse me, so this is what the looks like. So the story time is when I was, I'll say 9 or 10 years old, and we lived in some apartments, and my family, myself, and we lived in apartment number 3. And if I didn't show you guys how the packaging looks like, it looks like this for the LA Colors. Emily and I lived in a some apartments, and I lived in apartment number 3, and in apartment number 1, someone was already moving out, so we knew someone was gonna come in to move into the house. So so yeah, finally time went on and someone moved in, and it so happened that one of my sisters, she makes friends so fast, so she introduced me to this girl, and we'll call her Ashley. So she introduces me to Ashley, and she's like, hey, you know, she's actually the girl that lives in apartment number 1, and she has like a sibling, so you know. So I'm like, okay, because Ashley was, I think, like 5-6 years older than me, but she was very like innocent. She wasn't like those typical 15-18-year-old girls, you know, and she would help out her mom a lot. So I could in a way kind of relate to her, because during that time, like, I would help out my mom with my siblings, and you know, like taking them to school, or like, well, we all went to one school, and so we would all just go together. So so yeah, so you know, she introduces me to her family, and she tells me like, hey, I have an older brother, I have a younger brother, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, didn't think much of it. And I'm gonna be using my I couldn't find a lot of stuff from LA Colors, but I was so eager to do this video to use the LA Color products, and so yeah, so it is what it is. So she introduced me to her brother, and we'll call her brother I don't know, Joseph, I guess. The sponge is very soft, so I don't know, we'll see. And it has like a little, I don't know if you guys could see, like a little dent right here. So her brother, she introduced me to her brother Joseph, and he was maybe like 13-14 years old, but he did not look like he was 13-14. He looked maybe like he was 18. So I'm sorry, I'm always saying so he instantly, I'm assuming he instantly had like a thing for me, because his sister would always like watch out for us, like when, because she was always with her sister, with her siblings by herself. Like her parents always worked, so she would always tell me like, hey, do you guys just want to come to my house? So I would say, yeah, sure, like I'll bring my sisters and I'll be at your house, you know, as soon as I'm done with my homework. And she's like, okay, perfect. So let me see, I got medium deep, and I'll be using it as my transition color if I could ever get it open. Like this. I will say some of these items I did find at the Dollar Tree, and some I did find at Big Lots, no, Kmart. Yeah, like this one I found at the Dollar Tree, Kmart, and I hope you guys get to see me, but I'm using natural lighting. So yeah, so he instantly, like, when you're 10 years old, my mind wasn't like there yet. Like I knew about boys, I knew about, you know, all that stuff, like boys and girls kissing, boyfriends, kind of thing like that. But my mind was pretty innocent. Like I did not know a lot of stuff. So he we would go and spend time with his family, his sisters, and I would always, you know, hang out with his sister because she was my friend. So he told me like, hey, you know what, like he would always, I remember he would always tell me like to come with him. Like, so if he had like chocolate or something like that, he would always like tell me first, like, do you want some, do you know, do you want to eat it, whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. Or I was a very timid person, like back in the time. Like till this day I feel like I'm a little bit, but not that much. So he instantly wanted my attention or whatever, and his sister would tell me that, you know, his brother had a thing for me, like he really liked me. And I was like, oh, okay, like I don't know, you know, this is my first time like ever. I mean, I had little elementary boys, you know, wanting like to date me. It wasn't nothing serious. It was just like, oh, I like you, you know, I like you, and like, oh yeah, I like you too, you know, little pop kiss. But that was about it. So I did buy 3 different palettes. This one, I have this one right here, and then I have this one right here, and then I have this one here. I'll be probably picking at whichever one I see that it's best, but yeah, I might be using this one some other time because I don't feel like doing a pop-up color or anything like that. Just a very simple, natural look. So he yeah, he instantly was like dating me and stuff, and it was to the point where he would we would be at their house, and his sister would constantly tell him like, don't lock the door. And they, remind you, they only lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, which meant that, you know, he didn't have his own room. And the room that we would always go watch like scary movies or like, you know, like PG-13 movies was at his parents' room. So it wasn't like, let's go to my room type of thing. But his sister would always keep a close eye on us, like super close. And she would always tell him like, don't lock the door, you know, when she's here, don't lock the door. And I mean, she was around that age where she knew, you know, what boyfriend, girlfriends do, I guess. I didn't. I was, remind you, I was 9 or 10. I did not know about that stuff. And he yeah, so he instantly just told me like, I like you, like I want you to be my girlfriend. And I would say, okay, like that's fine. So, you know, once we became officially, I guess, boyfriend, girlfriends. And back forward, he would tell, well, I found it so confusing because at this time, like, I knew he had a thing for me, but I didn't know like till like what extent or anything. I just knew he liked me, and that was it. So I remember I would go to their house, and I completely forgot the story. Excuse me. But his sister would tell him like, hey, don't lock the door, don't lock the door. And he would be like, okay, that's fine. And at first, you know, I didn't understand like, why would he want to close the door or things like that. Like we would just watch movies. And his sister told me like, hey, my brother has a thing for you, so I have to watch over you guys like really close. And I was like, okay, like that's fine. Like I don't see why, you know, like what could possibly happen. And during that time, you know, I didn't know anything about sex or anything like that, so I didn't know what could possibly happen besides, you know, a kiss. And so then, you know, he would and I'm sorry if I'm like everywhere. It's hard to maintain trying to do a makeup look and also talk. So I'm sorry if I'm like everywhere, but if you guys are catching up, thumbs up to you guys. But yeah, he would tell me like, oh yeah, like let's go watch a movie or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like let's watch a movie. And you know, which I knew was with the door open. And his sister would just be extra and be like, hey, don't close the door, don't close the door. And you know, like I had said, she was at the age where I'm pretty sure she knew about like sex and all that stuff, so she probably didn't want it to go to that extreme. Or she probably knew stuff about him, and since I was like very innocent, I didn't know about that stuff. So yeah, his sister would just tell him like, be careful, like don't lock the door, don't lock the door. And during that time, he did not, I guess, tell me or ask me out. He just was doing that stuff, like closing the doors and things like that, which wasn't all the time. And sometimes I would even have to like get up, and I didn't understand like why would he do it until I brought it up to his sister. I'm like, hey, like why does your brother keep wanting to close the door from the room? Like, why? She told me like, hey, because he likes you a lot, like he really likes you, like he wants you to be his girlfriend. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's all I said. Oh, okay. And so he yeah, so he told me and everything, and like he finally did tell me. So, and you know, he did ask me like, I want you to be my girlfriend. And me, I was like, sure. I didn't even know like what it actually, the definition of being someone's girlfriend or vice versa, someone's boyfriend meant. And so yeah, I didn't know, but I just said, yeah, that's fine, you know, I'll be your girlfriend. So I'm gonna be using my Wet n Wild foundation in the color Desert Beige. And yeah, he was all for it, like, yeah, like I'm his girlfriend, like she's my girlfriend and things like that. And you know, and I guess, like, I mean, we weren't dating for that long, because I remember, like, I guess they only stayed there for like a year, and then, you know, they had to leave. And so yeah, so we were dating, whatever, like he was very nice, and he was I'll say, like, he was just very nice. Like, whenever he would come from work or whatever, he would buy me like cookies or buy me stuff. Like, I didn't know what it meant, like him being my boyfriend, so I didn't know what were the responsibilities were or anything. I just knew I would hang out with him, watch a movie, and then once it was time to go home, I left home. It wasn't like, oh wow, like I didn't know. So he then so time went on, you know, we were his family knew. And since I mean, I did grow up knowing Spanish, but my Spanish wasn't all that great. Like, I didn't understand some of the stuff. So if you would speak in your like Spanish language, like from your country, I wouldn't understand. And I think they were from like Peru or something like that. So sometimes, like, his mom knew, like, that we were dating, and his mom really liked me a lot. Like, she was very nice. But and his sister, she would always play around with me. Like, Ashley, she would always play around with me, and she'd be like, oh my god, my cuñada, and blah blah blah. And they would always, I guess, tease me in a way, because I was from like the United States. I was born here and stuff. So they were like, oh yeah, like my cuñada from like the, you know, from here, like the United States. And I'm just like, okay, like, I didn't think much of it. So you know, time went by. I did find out that he was really into me, like, and I felt bad because I was a kid. I didn't know what it meant to, you know, to have a boyfriend. And I'm gonna be using the lighter shade to set my concealer. And yeah, so we were dating and stuff. So you know, a couple months later, he told me, like, they're gonna be moving out, and he was bawling, like crying. And I'm just like, you'll be fine, you'll come back. Like, I instantly thought that he was just gonna go and visit family, because they did that before, you know. And I'm just like, oh, because I remember I would tell my friend Ashley, like, oh, I missed you guys, like, you know. And she's like, yeah, you know, like, we just went to go visit our family from, you know, from Peru or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, well, don't leave too long, because, you know, then I won't have a friend to play with or whatever. So she was like, oh no, like, definitely, like, we won't. And I'm gonna open this one right here. think this one seems a little darker than the one that I have right now. This one. So I'm going to be using this to contour to bronze and see how this works. So, yeah, so he finally, so I thought they were gonna come back, so I didn't think much of it. I was just like, boy, why are you crying? Like, you're gonna come back. Then he would just tell me, like, you know, I hope I come back soon, like, I hope I come back soon. Like, he kept saying that, like, I hope I come back soon. And I'm just like, you will, like, you had done it before, like, you left and then you came back. And but I guess he wasn't like ready to tell me like that they weren't gonna come back. So when I talked to his sister, I was like, hey, you know, why is he crying? Like, you guys are gonna come back, right? And she's like, no, we are like moving forever. Like, we are not gonna come here ever again. And I'm like, why? Like, what happened? And unfortunately, you know, they were, I guess, immigrants, and they said like his dad couldn't find a job and support the family, and you know, her mom's job wasn't going that well either. So they were gonna move either back to their Peru or they were gonna move somewhere else. But yeah, he I guess that's how we ended our relationship with him moving, our little kid relationship. And he yeah, but I remember this occasion where he came up to me and he was like, please don't forget about me, like, don't forget about me, like, I really love you a lot. And I'm just like, what? Like, what is love me? I mean, I would say that to my parents, I would say that to my family, but I never, or I would always hear my family I always hear my family telling me they love me, but never where a guy would say it to me. So, yeah, so long story short, that's how we end up. You could say that was my last time. And it does have I believe it's a highlighter, but I'm gonna be using this one right here. It looks like a very shimmery shade, so I'll be using that to highlight because I don't have any other LA color highlighter. Okay, this will work. Looks like a good highlighting color. Yeah, but so time went on, and yeah, like, I've never heard of them, and that's when we just did not talk anymore. I'm gonna be using from the little small palette. I'm gonna be using it has numbers. I'm gonna be using this one for my eyebrow bone. It's a shimmery, like a pinky color, to highlight my eyebrow bone. And I apologize if I was like everywhere, or if you guys did not get to see like my makeup very good because of the lighting or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video because I do have to run some errands before picking up my girls from school. And yeah, so that was it. Like, I've never heard of them, you know. I don't know what is of them till this day. I really don't know. They're like sweet, very sweet people, very nice. I won't be putting on the eyelashes. I do want to do just a very simple base. So I'm just going to put on mascara, which is this one, the Wet n Wild Mega Wear. And I'm going to be using the Maybelline Mega Plush Volume Express. I'm going to blend my highlight with my contour. Okay. So I did end up getting a few, let me see how many shades. Yeah, 7 lip gloss matte from LA Colors, which are these. So I'll be swatching them on my hand so you guys could kind of get, and whichever one I end up picking, I'm just gonna use it on my lips because I don't know how these work. So the first one is XOXO, and I doubt you guys are able to see the name, but it's like a red, like a burgundy color. Very nice. So it looks like this. Honestly, if you guys have any first boyfriend similar stories to mine, like, I would honestly love for you guys to put it on the comments down below and share with me like your stories with your first boyfriends or whatever. This one is a pretty mauve color right there. This one right here. I think this is gonna be like my favorite color because I love these type of colors. This one right here, and this one is like a very bright dolly pink, hot pink. It's like this, and they're pretty pigmented from what I could be like I'm doing right now. They're pretty pigmented. And I think these cost me like $1. So I did find these at the 99-cent store. They did have some, and I found a few of them in the I did find a few of them in the Dollar King. And this one is Scrumptious. Right here, it's like a dark color, super dark. The first one and this one kind of look similar. This one is a tad darker than this one, and the second to last is Kiss and Tell. This one's a darker plum, the Kiss and Tell. And the last one we have here is the Lusty. It's like a red. I did see more colors, but I just picked the ones that I honestly think I would wear. Like, I'm not gonna be buying makeup that I am not gonna wear or use. So it's this one right here. I don't know, I'll be using this one. So this is the finished look from what you guys can see right here. A very simple, and to be honest, I did not spend more than $6. I think like the most was, this one's like $5.40, something like that. I cannot remember. I think it was like $5, but the rest of the other stuff, they were either $1 or $3 max. But yeah, if you guys like these type of videos, story time, get ready. And I know this, I think this is like my first story time slash get ready with me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy these type of looks, because these type of videos, I mean, because I do like these type of videos, and so yeah. Hi you guys, I do want to share with you guys, this is me just finishing the video that you saw. I do want to share with you guys that my, overall, I do love the contour palette, which is this one right here. And it is, sorry, my hands are so sticky and dirty from the lipsticks, but it is very pigmented. These are some of the shades right here. I guess you could say that they're a bit chalky, but I mean they worked really great on my eyelids, as you guys can see right here. And the highlight, I don't know if it's a highlight, but I use it as a highlight, which I do have it right here, and I do really like it a lot, as well as the palettes too. They are very great and pigmented. I do like them, and these two, this one right here, I'm not too sure. I mean, it does its job. I don't see my pores or anything like they do. What does it say? It says creates a smoother surface by filling in fine lines and pores, plus helps makeup last longer. So I mean, so far I do like it. From what I could see, it does smoothen my fine lines and my pores. Sponge, I mean, it does its job. I like it. I would repurchase these. And as for the lips, I don't know if it's like the LA Girls type of formula, but this one, it is a bit, the one that I do have on right now, which is this one right here, it is a bit sticky, as you guys could see. I don't know the other colors, but yeah, maybe, I mean, what I like to do normally, when it comes to matte lip glosses, matte lippies, whatever you call them, I do have the tendency of always putting chapstick before I apply them, because my lips, they are very dried lips. I do have very dried lips, so I constantly have to moisturize them or do like the lip scrubbing treatment, whatever it's called. So yeah, I just want to leave a little disclaimer just in case you guys do go out and purchase any of these items or already have these items. And if you guys do have these items, please let me know in the comments down below if you guys like these items. And to be honest, I do like these type of, especially they're very inexpensive. Like I said, this one probably cost me like $2 or $1. The only one I did purchase for $5-6 was the contour palette. And the rest of them, they were all $1. So thank you guys so much for watching once again, and see you guys till next time. Bye.